Okay, so hi everyone. So tonight I just kind of wanted to talk to you about something that I've seen going on in some of the groups that we've been doing, and just give you a little some tidbits about how to make connections on Facebook and really build relationships and make them lasting relationships. Especially, I don't know if you guys saw that article that just came out about the MLMs and about her being all angry that people were trying to sell her stuff, and that's never what we should be about. And I read that and I was like, thank goodness for our team, that teaches us that this is not what we do. So something that I've challenged a lot of people to do recently is get yourself out there more. So we tend to post a lot of motivational stuff, which is awesome. People need that. People need to hear that. But the way that you're going to connect with people is by really putting your face out there, putting the things that you're interested out there. Like T always posts about her roller derby, which I think is awesome because that's on her different list. Everybody on here knows what the different list is, right? Okay. So that's something that there's not a lot of other coaches that do roller derby. So that's something that reaches out to her market, that shows who she is. And you'll find a lot of times when you post things like that, that's what you're going to get the most interaction on. And so when we say post about yourself, post things about yourself, fitness stuff is awesome. Posting about your workout is great. Posting about your food is great. But those things all tend to go with Beachbody. Those things gravitate towards, they're being a coach. So when they see you posting about your kids or about your gardening or your family business or your projects or, whatever you have going on, that's when people are like, oh, she's a real person. She's not just a Beachbody coach. So for example, when I try to make videos a lot more now because that was something that I was challenged to do. And so when I make my videos, I've stopped trying to put makeup on if I don't have makeup on at the time, or do my hair, make myself look all pretty, because in reality, if people were sitting in my house at that moment, that's not what I would look like. So I'm trying to really put myself out there and really be real with people so they know that this is not some kind of sales. This is not some kind of business, which it is, but it's about just sharing your story and about helping other people build their stories. And I'm sure you guys have heard me say it before, but weight loss and getting fit and changing your diet and all these things are such a vulnerable place for people. Mm-hmm. And there's some people are so afraid to ever admit that they need to make a change. And so they need to see that, one, we were in their shoes. We had struggles. We've been there. Two, when they come to us, we're not going to be like, oh, here's this product you need to try. We're there to listen and help them, whether it's through Beachbody or not. So maybe they're not ready for a program yet. That's okay. You don't want people to ever get started before they're ready, because then they fall off and they're like, oh, that didn't work. And that's never good for your business when people are like, oh, 21 Day Fix was awful for me. That didn't work for me, because they weren't ready to commit to it. So if someone comes to you and if you can't talk them out of their doubts and their fears at that time, maybe that's a good time just to place them in your free customer group or to just keep communication with them. What I try to do is I have an Excel sheet, and I have the people on my Excel sheet, and I mark when I talk to them. And I try to keep up with a certain number of people each week, and I will go and I'll see something on their Facebook wall that sparked an interest with me, and so I'll be like, hey, I saw this post, how are you doing? Or if they say something about, oh, I'm not feeling well, oh, how are you doing? Are you feeling any better? Just so people know that you're not you're there because you care about them. They need somebody they feel like they can confide in and that cares about them for their strengths and their weaknesses. So yeah, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I've been throwing up all afternoon. It's been really fun. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Get your posts out there, post it, find your different list, get it written out. What makes you different? What makes you special? For me, especially on our team, I'm from the South. So that, there's not a whole lot of us from the South on our team. My faith is a big part of my life. I really like interior decorating and like doing those kinds of things. So I'm working on revamping my like page right now. And this is going to be the focus I go for because I've really targeted in my market. What else are we talking about? I love hosting and having parties and things like that. So I'm going to work on posting more about that and posting about party ideas and healthy food ideas for when you host parties. So just getting those things out there and getting yourself out there and showing your face and smiling. I don't know how many of you have read The Magic of Thinking Big. I love it. But in there, he talks about if you're in a terrible mood, like right now I feel awful, when you put a big smile on your face, it helps you to feel better. And it really does. When you smile a big, huge, cheesy, crazy grin, it's endorphins in your body and you just feel so much better. And people sense that in your pictures. So if you're posting pictures of yourself smiling with your teeth and you're happy, and they're going to feel like they can come to you more. So how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing today, this week? Good.
Do you like ginger? It might be good for your belly.
I do. I have some in the cabinet.
Oh,
I haven't been able to keep anything down today. So.
I went through that like a couple weeks ago.
So
I hope you feel better.
Thanks. So has anybody posted anything about themselves recently they want to share that could give everyone some ideas?
I've been planting all weekend. I've been out in the garden talking about all my green thumb.
Love it.
Talking just to relate back to what you were talking about, Tori actually gave me a kick in the pants about maybe 3 weeks ago, and she looked at my page and she's like, "You don't have enough pictures of yourself. There aren't enough pictures of you. Let me see more of you." And I think maybe that next week I posted a really raw video of myself right out of the gym, sweaty, gross, and over 400 people watched that video.
Holy moly.
And that's like terrifying. And I had two things about it. One, a friend of mine at the bar was teasing me. And at first, and I kind of looked at her, I'm like, and then she's thinking, she could tell I was like not amused by her jokes. And she said, she's like, "It was kind of long." I go, "Well, it's not for you. You don't need me. There isn't, you have no problem getting to the gym. Like somebody out there needed to hear me say that." Mm-hmm. And I actually, just before hopping on, got off the phone call with a good friend of mine who's been following me. And she's like, "Okay, we were talking about something completely different." And she's like, and before we got off the phone, she's like, "I've been following you. I liked your page." She's like, "We got to talk." She's like, "I'm not happy. I'm not comfortable." Gave her the details on the fix, and she's like, "Yeah, please send me the link. I got to talk to you more about this."
People are always watching.
That's great.
And like what you said, Pauline, is so important. The people who are going to give you crap about the stuff you post don't need you right now. And you don't need to worry about them. If they're going to complain about what you're posting or about your video being too long, they obviously don't need your help right now. Somebody does. And somebody needed to see that, and it changed somebody's mind that day. Just remember that when you're posting.
Well, and then then the second thing that she said to me right after, I was like, "Well, you don't need me." She's like, I don't know how you did that. She's like no makeup or anything. I'm like, okay, you noticed.
Think about new people that you're connecting with online. When they come to your page, they want to see you. They want to see who you are. They don't want to see the same old Beachbody ads or the same old whatever. They want to see who you are and how they can connect with you. Because if they can't make that connection with you, they're going to move on to make a connection with someone else. And that's why I encourage people to get your face out there a lot. Because when people are seeing your face, they recognize you and they're like, "Oh, okay, this is a person. I can connect with this person. It's not just a Facebook robot," which we really strive not to be. So that's why I really encourage to get your face out there a lot.
Yeah, nobody likes to see perfect. I said nobody likes to see perfect. It just makes people envious, and that's not, I mean, obviously we all know on our team that's not what we're about. And like Tori said, we're not about posting about sales. It's crazy. I've had people who are like, "My sister, my brother-in-law, my whatever is a coach too. You should be friends with them." And then so they do a friend suggestion. I just click it anyways. And it's just amazing what our team posts on our walls and what they post on their walls. Mm-hmm. And it's, it's mistakes that we all make. Like we all definitely make those mistakes in the beginning where we post like, "This is the challenge pack that's on sale this month. Get it." But it's all the time. And throw up Advocare, it works kind of methods of doing it, which sucks, but I mean, that's the reality.
And that's why it's so important for us to take advantage of, which all of you guys are. I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's so important to take advantage of all those things that people post in the coach groups, because they've been there, they've done it, they've made the mistakes, and they're showing you what not to do.
Yeah.
And we all still are going to post something that we go, oh crap, why did I post that? But that's just part of the process. That's part of the, it's part of the business. And then you can look back on your time hop, and one, in pictures, you can look back and see your transformation. And two, you can look back and say, wow, look how much I've grown as a person. Because I look at my time hop sometimes and I'm like, that was a real special post.
I think for me, what I need to focus on, I've had a huge transformation, but a lot of people, like I was talking with a girl recently, and she's only known me within the past couple years after I started losing weight. And so I've made a lot of friends the way I am now, and they don't know the old me.
No idea.
So they're shocked when they see the old me. And then friends from high school are like, what? So, yeah.
Yeah, share your stories.
I get more traffic on those days that those posts are put out, but not usually when I put it out. It's usually when somebody else does it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tatiana has done it a couple of times, and it's like blown up because she's tooting my horn, not me. And so I don't really know. I've got to figure out how to make it, I don't know.
I always try to turn it into like, I post these things to say thank you to you guys, because without you, I could not have been here. And if I can do it, you can do it. Like, I never would have made this transformation if it wasn't for your support and for your encouragement on my posts. And I'm showing you what you can do when you have a team of people who surround you with positivity.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
But yeah, I had no idea. Like, your transformation's insane. And we need to post our stories often, because we're growing our friends lists and we're meeting these new people who haven't looked back and seen our stories. They don't know where we've come from. Like, I was just talking to some of the coaches in here that I was doing a challenge group with, and they didn't know a huge part of my story. So that tells me that I need to share that more, because that's a huge part of who I am and why I've made this transformation. So share your story all the time, little bits and pieces of it in every post. That's what's going to catch people's attention.
I wanted to share a message I got today from someone that I actually, this is kind of like along the lines where like people are always watching what you're doing, even if you don't think they are. And this is a girl I haven't talked to in, I don't know, at least 6 months or something. And some people like you're just acquaintances, and you connect every once in a great while about some business thing or whatever. But she messaged me. She says, how are you? I have to say that I find your posts so inspirational. And after having had a broken blender for several months, one day I saw your smoothie post and went out and bought a Ninja. We've been happily having smoothies with kale and spinach and lots of other good stuff ever since. And I didn't even know that. And then she goes on to basically say that I'm writing because I know you are well connected, and I have a question for you. She talks on Gordon Newfold's positive parenting, and she's like she's an instructor, so she wanted to know if I could help her, get the word out and that sort of thing. So it was pretty neat, because I haven't talked to her in a really long time, but it's neat to know that you're like reaching out to these people, and I have no idea. So I hooked up with her and I said, hey, do you want to, I have a bunch of other like really yummy smoothie recipes. Would you like to try something new? And I sent her my smoothie recipe. I call it the Green Goddess. And in the instructions for, in all the ingredients, it has Shakeology, and then I have like in a commas, like I have kind of in parentheses, like, or a protein, some kind of protein, whatever, or something, to put in there. And then I have like this a little thing down there, if you're interested, let me know, in the Shakeology. And she wrote me back, and she said, oh yeah, she said, I'd like some information. So, which was really cool. She was very appreciative that I gave her the recipe. She said, oh, this looks really great. I've been only doing this, and this, and I'm going to start adding this, and that now. And, just to change it up for herself. So I kind of just stick that in there. I'm like offering them a really cool recipe, something, and then I told her if she has any questions about anything regarding health or wellness or whatever, let me know. So it's nice. And it's nice to hear that. And it's happened a few times. So I just wanted to share that. She messaged me this morning. So.
Yeah, and that's because you're giving value. You're sharing things with people without expecting something in return. And people appreciate that. People love getting free stuff. Even if it's just free advice or a free recipe, they love it. So give them that value. Give it. They love it.
And I signed a coach last week. Actually, she was coming. Our tennis just moved out downstairs, and I've been thinking for a very long time to make that into a yoga studio for myself. Yeah. And once they moved out, I was kind of like, okay, well, we can do this. Let's do this. And I had a friend of mine stop by, and she was kind of just interested in teaching a class out of there. So I said, sure, come and look at my space. And she's actually been someone that I've kind of been after to coach for a while. But I've been very gentle about it. I just kind of like, oh, I think you'd be really good. She's a Zumba instructor. And she came and looked at the space, and she actually does AvoCare. And she says, so what is this like smoothie Shakeology stuff? And I was just really brief with her because I actually didn't really think she was doing AvoCare. I was like, I wasn't even going to go into my spiel. And she asked me a couple of questions. I must have said the right thing. And she shocked the heck out of me because she's like, all right, I want to be a coach. Well, how do I sign up? I'll do it right now. I have my credit card. And I was like, oh crap. And like, I had my kid with me, and like, I was like, we're going to do this now. Okay. How like I had no clue. So, but I told her, I said, okay, if you become my coach, I'll let you use the space for free. So she was so happy about that. I mean, I wasn't going to charge her that much to begin with anyway. So yeah, like you say, giving value or offering. And I actually order like an extra thing of Shakeology every month. And I give samples out like crazy. And I've gotten customers like, because I'll just say, well, here's a sample. Then I print out, like if I give them a chocolate, when I print out the recipes for the chocolate, give it to them. If I don't have like the actual packets, I'll just take a scoop and put it in a little baggie and, whatever, and give the samples out. And that's actually how I got my last 3 coaches, because I just gave them samples. So, I mean, you've got to put a little bit of money into it, invest a little bit of money into that. But the return can be huge. So yeah, people like getting free stuff. And I always believe what comes around goes around.
T,
yeah.
You have such a generous spirit. It's so well appreciated.
Oh, thanks, Polly. I'm looking forward to riding with you on Saturday.
Yeah, don't forget me.
I know, but no, I don't. No, I won't. And really, people do appreciate it, even if it's the smallest thing. Like, my friend needed a babysitter. We were hanging out, having a cup of coffee, and she said, "Oh, I forgot I had a dentist appointment." And I said, "Well, just send your kid over." And it was only going to be an hour, and it actually works out good because they occupy. My little girl plays with her little boy, and she was so appreciative. So, like the next day, like she gave me like a huge bag of clothes for Sia and a bunch of other things. So I feel like, I mean, I never expect anything in return, but like when it comes, it's just really kind of nice, So yeah, the littlest thing, even if it's advice or whatever, or, because people are always wanting stuff like that. So, and don't make it feel like, I kind of always try not to make it feel like it's a big deal, It's like, yeah, hey. And one of my new coaches, who's really just a discount coach, called me tonight and just she told me, she's like, I've just been doing the Shakeology. I just started back to work. I don't really have time to do the containers and stuff, but I wanted to tell you that I lost 3 pounds in a week just doing the shakes. And she said that was huge for me. And I gave her the time. I sat and I talked with her for like half an hour. So it's cool. But yeah, thanks, Pauline. You're awesome.
Okay, so is everyone on here going to a Super Saturday?
Yes.
Good, because those are super important. The one in January really lit a fire under my butt, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm doing this. Because I've been coaching. It was. Because I've been coaching since July, and I just kind of was not really doing anything with it.
Yeah, I remember you didn't make it to the September one, but I didn't make it to the January one. But I mean, I know your guys' is more awesome than mine are.
Hey, but you can make yours awesome.
Yeah.
Where is yours, Carol?
So I live in Monterey, California. The one in September was just under 2 hours away. And the same lady that was hosting it, she made it like over 2 hours. Like it was probably an hour and a half the first time. But then she made the next one like closer to San Francisco. And I was like, I don't really know if I can push that one because it's an hour. And then so basically it's at least 5 to 6 hours of being up there. And then, that's it. That's your whole day. And you're only there for an hour. And the last one was kind of subpar. I mean, we didn't do a workout because the space was so small. And since they'd already just gotten the space like on a whim, she planned it like last minute. So it just, to me, it's sad. It's sad. It wasn't worth going. This one is hosted I think it's Emma Whaley. She was on a team. She did a national wake-up call late last year, I think. I've been trying to listen. One of my goals this month is to listen to all of the 2014 calls. She's based out of Carmel, which is 5 miles away. Some of her people of her team are hosting one like 10 minutes away. So I'm going to make it to this one, obviously, because I only have to drive 10 minutes. But there's only like 10 people RSVP'd, I think. And they're Insanity people, and I can't do Insanity because of my foot injury, but I will be there anyways.
Yeah, but just the value is.
Yeah, the value.
Yeah. I'm going to one in Fort Worth, which is 5 hours away. There's one in Houston.
I was complaining for nothing.
Yeah. Here's the deal. There's one in Houston on Saturday that is only an hour away. Like, I was originally planning to go to that one, but Brandy Botts is going to be at the Friday night one in Fort Worth.
Wow.
It's going to be like a date night gala kind of fun night out Super Friday. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have a girlfriend that lives up there. And so she's my first coach. She's the one that made me Emerald, her and my husband. And so she's going to go with me. She's a discount coach, and I'm really hoping that it
lights a fire under her.
It lights a fire under her and gets her on these calls in the future. So yeah, that's really what I'm hoping, but we're going to go and just make it a girls' night. And hopefully I just have to work out logistics. That's it. But so I'm super stoked about that. It was $25 for the two of us.
Ooh, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
That's awesome.
I mean, I appreciate that ours are free.
Do what?
I said I appreciate that ours are free, but
yeah, well, ours is $25. I don't know. Do y'all? The one in Houston, they had to pay for that one too. Oh,
we pay for ours. We pay $10 a coach for ours in Buffalo.
I will say the Houston group is actually kind of cool. They're having it at the Houston Food Bank, which is huge.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't know they had meeting spaces, and part of coming is bringing canned goods and perishable food or non-perishable food items. That's like part of their entrance fee. So I thought that was kind of cool. So they're doing something for the community at the same time, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. But Brandy Botts, I was like,
you make that happen.
Yeah.
Plus Dallas, Fort Worth. I love that area.
Yeah.
I told you that's where we want to move.
Oh yeah,
You're stuck here. We're not letting you leave.
Yeah, tell me.
So does anybody else have anything they want to add or share before we get off?
I have a hard time sometimes, like after my last round of transformation things, like I let some conversations just go because I didn't know what to do or say or how to help. And I just, like, one of them was with my cousin, and I was like, he was like, just do whatever you want with me. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? Like, I can't make you put good food on your plate. Like, I just don't even understand what it is that I'm supposed to do. So sometimes I get stuck between this, how do I help people? What do I offer them? I don't want to just always think of guiding them to a program or a solution like that. I just think, I just don't even know. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know what to say or what to do. Does that make sense? Does anybody else struggle with that?
Oh,
Yeah, sure do.
Is he local?
Well, he's like 2 hours away. And I know that, his sister is one of my coaches, and she's done phenomenal She's lost 40 pounds since January. She's on Shakeology. She's doing the 21-day fix. I mean, but they give her such a hard time, like, brothers. And so I'm kind of like, do you not, I mean, I'm wondering if she's not sharing it with them. And there's a part of me that wonders if I shouldn't say, hey, your brother reached out to me.
Yes.
Or if I should leave that because he reached out to me, not his sister,
So
well, how much does he know his sister's involved? Does she know? Do they really even understand that she's a coach? If she's not sharing, then they wouldn't know to go to her. Because if they're not taking her seriously enough with what she's doing by teasing her, they're not going to ask her for their support.
Yeah.
Whereas you clearly see what you're doing and you're sharing your journey and you're sharing your transformation, they're going to feel more inclined to come to you. That's the whole thing that we are talking about, this whole conversation, is being relatable. This is your cousin, and do what you want with me. I would say I want you to do max 30. And if that's when, then the objections can start from there, and that's when the conversation. Because now, if you say, okay, do what you want, I think that this program would be stellar for you. And tell him why, because of the things he's struggling with. And then when he looks at it, he balks. No, I'm not doing that. Now you can start really touching on, why aren't you doing that? I thought you said you're ready. You want me to do what I want with you. Now you really can start to gauge how serious this individual is, and if it's something that you really even want to embark on helping. And then tell them, well, I'm here when you're ready, but this is serious and this is available.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Thank you so much, because I felt so stuck at, I just didn't even know. Yeah. I know his wife has lost over 100 pounds after weight loss surgery last year, but they still eat crap. You know what I mean? She didn't learn to change how she cooks. She's always posting recipes that are not healthy. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Go
ahead.
Sorry, T. One of the other things, I have 2 older sisters, and I actually, my oldest sister, she was interested and she's tried everything just like my mom has. And my mom does Shakeology and kind of follows the fixed plan, not exactly, but that's her style too. I ended up I got my sister her challenge pack. I figured it was birthday and Christmas all in one. And now she pays for the rest of it. She pays monthly. And then actually that was in November. And this month she just switched to being a coach because she's military, and she's like, I can save that much money. I'm like, yeah. So I've been trying to tell you the whole time. But our middle sister, we went out to breakfast with her last week, and she's like, oh, are you going to get something healthy? And was mocking me for it. And that's, it of course depends on how your sibling relationship is, but sibling relationships and cousin relationships are different. So whether, like Pauline said, whether she's either not sharing or whether she's just not comfortable sharing with her siblings because of their style of relationship. One of my differences is that I'm blunt and I'm brutally honest, and some people take to it, and some people I have to soften how I approach them with it. And so that can be one of those things, like Pauline said, just say, well, you told me that you wanted my help and to tell you to do whatever I thought was right. And so if you do that, and then he kind of steps back and is like, that's not for me, or I don't know, then you kind of break him down. And you can also, that's when you can open up and ask those questions. Like Pauline was saying, sign up under your sister. If you don't need to build to diamond right now, or wherever you're at, you're above diamond. I already know that. But if you're not trying to build, then just let her take the reins on this one. And just then they can also improve their sibling relationship. Because I didn't talk to my sister as much as I talk to her now, which is almost every week. And my other sister is in 8 other MLMs, so I'm not even going to try with her right now. She does 8. It's out of control. 8 of them.
There's no way.
How is that even possible?
She's not high enough to have that issue. Once you hit diamond, you can't do other things. You can't host a party, but you can go to a party. It's like that. I think I can name 6 of them. I don't even know what half of them are. But I don't need any more 31 bags, I'll tell you that. I get them for Christmas all the time. I don't even want them.
Essential oils. It works, Rap. She wrapped you up.
So mad I lost a coach today. It works.
Thank y'all for that direction. Now I feel like I can at least go back to him and not just leave him hanging, because I've felt really bad about not following up with them.
Well, and be honest about that. Be like, hey, I'm sorry it took a while to respond. I wasn't really sure how to approach it just because I know that your sister does this. Did you know that?
Okay.
Because he might have think that you just either didn't take him seriously or forgot about him or just ignored him. I mean, there's so many options that another person can think about what your directive is, which is why our team is so awesome. We do things the right way. So, I mean, just be honest about it.
Okay. Thanks.
I also think too that when they're really like ready and open like that, and they're like, do what, like, give me whatever, tell me what to do. Like they're really like at that point in their life where like they're realizing that they need something to do. And then, like you said, you weren't sure because the family didn't want to like shoot like the beach body stuff at him. But you formed him, I'm sure. You like asked him like, what are your goals and everything like that, or maybe not, or.
I'll have to revisit the conversation. I mean, I did to an extent, you know.
Right. Yeah, I think too, like people, if they're open to that, just say, what would you like, you know, you just do your thing. Like, what would you like to do? Are you looking to just, you know, start on nutrition? Or I always find with people, if I give them too much, like if I say, oh, let's do your nutrition, let's add some fitness, let's do a shake every day. And like, I always hear crickets. I totally do. So then I just focus on one thing. And if you know that person kind of pretty well, you can say, well, I think they're going to tend towards more fitness. So I'll put them in my squat challenge group. And that's like super minimum fitness. Or if you think maybe like the eating is the issue, like you say that they're still eating really badly, like maybe like just say, hey, what is it like the most thing that you like to eat every day? Like, see if we can find one replacement. Because for me, white rice was it. Like we, you know, Asians eat white rice every day, all day long. So I just started putting brown rice in instead, like half and half. And then I started just eating all brown rice and just made that little change. So maybe if there's one little change you can give him, he'll be like, oh, and then he can see like something's happening, and then he'll come back to you for more advice and say, well, now I'm ready to do fitness or something. So you got to kind of gauge whether they want it slow or fast, you know?
Okay, yeah, because I asked him I formed him a little bit, and he said, you know, fitness and nutrition. I mean, both, everything.
Oh, then give it to him. Yeah, then totally. Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. I hope I didn't lose that window of his thinking that he was ready. You know what I mean?
No.
You know what? Once somebody gets to that point,
yeah,
they've reached that point. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm okay with being fat again. Like,
yeah.
You're either comfortable with yourself or you're not. And once you're not going to miraculously be until something changes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always in the back of their mind. Always.
Okay. Thanks, ladies.
No problem.
Everyone have a nice Sunday.
Great Sunday.
Yeah, it was beautiful here in Buffalo. Who else is from Buffalo on here?
Me. If you guys can see me.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Where do you live in Buffalo?
Hamburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not far at all. It was a beautiful day.
It was really nice out today.
Definitely got outside.
I feel bad because the sun is shining in my window right now.
I know. I saw that.
It's still daytime here.
Nighttime out. California is great. I'm surprised they don't have as much support out there because California is huge on health and fitness. I'm surprised they don't have a better Super Saturday out there.
It's so hard because it's like I keep seeing whether it was old National Wake Up Calls or there was one since I've been a coach since July. There was another one, and I don't think it was the same girl, but maybe it was, and I didn't catch it. But it's like I'm like, how are there like 10, 15-star diamonds here and nobody's hosting a Super Saturday? How is this possible? But I live right in Central California, so like I'm coastal, but I'm Central Coastal. So I'm in Monterey. I'm in the little tiny bay right under San Francisco. So I get that there's not a lot, but when I see that there are people here and I hear, I know that we're over in less than a minute, but like I see people with like their Shakeology bags or something like that, then I know there's other people here. I have a friend whose sister is a coach too, Tori knows.
You can always run your own too.
Yeah, one day, maybe in the next year. Maybe that'll be one of my goals. By next year I will. 4 more to go.
I talked with a girl, real quick, yesterday in the Walmart checkout line, and got around to her saying that she was starting a protein shake, and I asked her what kind she was doing, and she said, I'm starting Shakeology on Monday. My coach told me it was going to work. I don't know. It's like Beach Club or something. I said, okay. It's Beachbody. Anyway.
Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, we're
Good
gonna get
night.
Bye.
Thanks,
I
Tori.
feel better, Tori.
Thanks, Tori. Feel better.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.